Hello, hello, everybody. My name's Ian. This is Starship Adventures, and tonight is our Friday night show. Checking everything now to make sure that the sound is working. Yep, it looks like all the sound levels are working. Good, there we go. All right, hello, everybody. We are watching a number of things, including severe weather. We also have we're watching a protest live in Oxnard. There's actually several different views of that. Plus, we've got the rolling view from all over 50 cams around the world. Plus, the upper right there and the lower left, we've got storm chasers out right now. A large complex of storms running through the middle of the country here. Everything from the Texas Panhandle and north of that, stretching all the way over into Illinois and parts to the east, so all the way to Chicago. And so we're going to be watching this. We had some tornado warnings earlier. Those have been allowed to expire, so we are watching for those to come back up. I am going to get up the chat room. I'm working on that right now. I'm going to let everybody get in here. I'll give this a few minutes for folks to get in. Hey, Christine, how you doing this evening? Oh, you're welcome. I love it. As tired as I am, I'm still look forward to coming on. I do like coming on live. Yeah, I'm gonna mention everybody tonight a couple things, and I'll mention it a few times. But I won't be on too much this weekend. I do plan to come back on. I'm coming on tonight and then Sunday night. And that's probably going to be it unless there's large breaking news. However, you may start to see some of my other feeds coming online because I am dedicating this entire weekend pretty much, other than going to walk the mall and have lunch with my mom, which is something we do. It's kind of a tradition. I'm going to be working in this studio for the next 2 days straight. I'm going to straighten up. I'm going to get everything in place. I'm going to put away everything that's out. And then I'm going to start working. I'm sorry, guys. I just yawned on the air. That's really bad. I know somebody out there just yawned. I'm sorry. Anyway, I got to get these computers working. I've got computers sitting here in locked up states, and I got streams that aren't streaming and computers that aren't computing and things. So I'm going to spend the entire weekend here, and I'm going to systematically go through 1, 2, 3 computers over here and 1, 2, 3 computers over there that are not working. They're literally just not working, and it's kind of a mess in here right now. I've been doing a lot of stuff trying to get everything ready. You can kind of see here's the split screen. And you can kind of see the studio there behind my bald head. This shows you the other side of the room over here. I've got 5 screens that are dark over there. I mean, I have no idea what I'm even going to do to get these computers back up over there. So, but I will get them up. I think that they're definitely able to be salvaged. All of them are lighting up. All of them are turning on. Yeah, at this point, all of them come on. It's just the display ports have gone out in every one of them. And I think it was due to an overvolt from a lightning strike. So that kind of sucks. Not much I can do about it, but it sucks. So I'm going to be coming up to get everything going again tomorrow. Tomorrow and the next day. Also, the center left top. That is a Scientology protest that's going on. Upper left, that's the one in Oxnard. I think it is. Yeah. And that's the protest that's going on there on 2 screens. And then the upper right is a storm chase that's in progress. And then also down here on the radar Omega, the larger screen, you can see that we are, once again, as always, looking at what storms we have out here and who's chasing them. tonight we have some storm chasers out here. We've got a couple out here near Davenport. We've got Tornado Peggy, and I still don't know how to say that. And we have Project Weather Eye. That's Vince W. Project Weather Eye, and he's out there driving through some areas in Davenport, Iowa. Maybe he'll run into Radar O'Reilly up there. I'm not sure. Yeah, look at some small debris there. Looks like it went right through that neighborhood there. But anyway, they're both right there, and that looks like they've issued a flash flood emergency. Oh wow. Okay, guys, there you go. This is a flash flood emergency. After the other night, we've got to be, after the other day in Texas. Notice that the box is outlined with black specks. It's like a dashed line. This is, in fact, a flash flood emergency, damage threat, catastrophic flash flood observed at this time. The National Weather Service in Quad Cities has extended the flash flood warning for southern Scott County and east central Iowa and Rock Island County in northwestern Iowa until 4 a.m. Let me see if I can get scanner feeds up for those right now. It just takes me about 2 minutes to do this. Iowa. So just give me a second here. Let's see if we can get this thing up. I'll leave that up for just a second. I need to be able to see it. Let's go ahead and add feeds. United States, Iowa. Wonder if this is near Ottumwa. Okay, let's see here. Sorry, MASH was one of my favorite shows. I know where every one of them guys is from. Okay, so let's look this up. This is going to be Scott County. Scott County, Davenport Fire, Iowa State Police. Okay, so I got 2 on that one. All right, those are up and on the board and playing. Stand by. I'm getting a couple. I'm doing the other county now. It's going to be Rock Island County. All right, so we're watching this. This is a flash flood emergency. The highest warning issued. Flash flood emergency, one of the highest. I mean, you've got the tornado emergency. We experienced it here with Ian. We were one of the first to ever be issued a high wind emergency here with Ian, as we had 160 mile an hour winds coming onto our shore. Crazy day that was. All right, Iowa, and this is going to be... Why didn't I see that?
Page 9, 1035, West Kimberly Road.
I'm not showing that county. Am I spelling it wrong? Oh, that's in Illinois. We're splitting 2 states. That's my bad. Illinois. And then Rock Headland. There it is. Okay, I got 4 feeds up for you guys. We've got Davenport Police and Fire, Illinois State Police, IDOT, EMA, and LaSalle County Emergency Management, Iowa State Police Region 6, Scott, Cedar, and Clinton counties, and Muscatine, Iowa Police and Fire, Illinois State Police. So that's a lot of different feeds we've got up right now. I'm monitoring those right along with you. Let's see if we get anything on them. One of them, Davenport Police, has 59 listeners right now. So, and that's right where we are. This flood is issued right in Davenport. Davenport is epicenter, right in the middle of this thing. So, there you go. I don't know why we're not hearing much, but it is a pretty small place.
A known problem. Page 9,
All right, and again, for those just joining us, we are watching, this is a tornado emergency in Davenport, Iowa, and it's moving east into Illinois. And this is the potential for catastrophic flooding.
Correct. Not the medium.
This is a flash flood emergency. It's the highest flood emergency they issue, and we've got two storm chasers there that you see on your screen right now. We've got Vince W. Project Weather Eye, and he is over on the left center, and we also here traveling right now Tornado Peggy, and he is upper left and of the radar screen here. So I'm keeping both of those up. They are right in the middle of an area that is currently under a flash flood emergency. You don't see the dotted lines much. When you see the red or the pink or even the green with dotted lines, that indicates an emergency. And those are rare, to say the least, because the whole crying wolf thing's the biggest complaint people have about the Weather Service. Is, well, we didn't go to higher ground for the flood because they issue those flood warnings all the freaking time. All right, let's see what else we've got going on here. We currently have 22 severe thunderstorms warnings, including here in Missouri, where we are looking at a county that's experiencing power outages. Ray County, currently 1,300 people without power. And this is all part of that same line that is near Kansas City. It has gone through Kansas at this point, and it is moving off to the east. Remember, our storm chasers are way up here. This camera, it just passed this camera, or I would have left it up. That would have been a good one. But this is that whole line that we're watching. It's like Topeka, Wichita, Wakita. It's going to be all down through there. And then back over here, we've got two other areas where we've got a heightened risk. Down here in the panhandle of Texas and extreme western Oklahoma, and also northeastern New Mexico. This is all an area where we really don't need flooding or anything right now. And also up here southeast of Cheyenne, northeast of Denver, Colorado, we've got another area up here where we've got some severe thunderstorm warnings issued up here. Looks like some fairly strong storms. I do want to go ahead and switch this to local radar. It is kind of a pain in the ass to use the local radar, but it does give you a much better shot of what's going on. Here we go, power outages in Morgan County. We've got 117 people without power there, and that's going to be northeast of Denver. And there we go, another big storm just coming off of Cheyenne. Look at that. We've got some very, very heavy rainfall coming down. Of course, that tower site is in Cheyenne, so that's not going to work. I shouldn't have selected on it because it's too close. But look at that. We've got a major return coming back there in Cheyenne. Let's take a look at this. Yeah, not really a couplet, but there is definitely a lot of rotation up in that storm. Enough rotation that it could be a problem down the road. But they're going to have to watch that one. There is a lot of very heavy precip coming down right now in Cheyenne proper. It is really coming down. Okay, so there we go. That's all of our areas. You can see the areas in yellow here. There was a large area in red. They have just taken that away since we've gone live. So the Weather Service is believing things are going to start winding down now for tonight. So there's where we're at with that. Going back up here, and we're going to take a look at this is our flash flood emergency. And I'm going to see if I can find a better tower site, because again, like we were dealing with at the other place, this tower site is too close. So let's get a different tower site. And there's our two storm chasers in there. Let's put this in motion. Looks like some very heavy rain that just went through south of this area with the flash flood emergency. And so they may widen this out here coming up. All right, I haven't looked in the chat room much, so I'm going to come up here, guys, and try to catch up in the chat room. So forgive me for not being all that attentive. Let's see here. Yeah, Peggy says it's storming there now. Hey, Junior, how you doing? Damn it, Danny, Peggy, Aquarius, Little Hand. Thank you for being here, everybody. And let's see, who else do we got? Northern Hillbilly. There you go. And
so for 2003 Hurricane Harvey.
Tony, thank you for being here. Brandon C, thank you for being here. Carlotta, thank you for being here. We've got a lot of different folks in tonight, and I really do appreciate that. It's not that crazy of a night, but hey, we're here. Like I said, we are looking at a flood emergency in Davenport, Colorado here, and it's not good. Illinois. Oh my God, I said the wrong place again. I am so bad with that. It's in Iowa, and it's moving into Illinois. It's currently in southern Scott County, Iowa. We are listening to the scanners. I'm sure you guys have been hearing that. For some reason, I'm not. Let me see if it's, maybe they're in my headphones. Let me see here. Oh, hey, there we go. All right, and well, those guys knew right where to be. Okay, so the upper left, I know these screens are getting a little jumbled up here. The upper left screen is going to be a protest that is going on in California. It's an anti-ice protest. There's two different splits there of it. And I think they might be trying to get up a third. And then in the center one there, center top left, that is a protest in front of the Scientology place out in California. They love to protest there. Scientology, of course, one of your biggest secret cults out there, and they've got a full-size picture of Tom Cruise out there, and it says, "Honk if you think Scientology is a cult." I thought it was funny. Anyway, and then the next one to the right there, we are going all over the place. That one is live all over the world, and it's literally just flipping all over the world, showing you different shots from around the world. Upper right, that's going to be a live storm chaser that's out, and he has his own little show going there. Where you can see different views out of his vehicle. Center right is going to be a number of live views from Tel Aviv, Israel, and all around the Middle East, so we can see if there's any activity going on there. We should have first light there over there before too much longer. And it is 9:18 on the East Coast, 6:18 on the West Coast. My name is Ian. This is Starship Adventures, live tonight with the sights and sounds of Earth. I'm broadcasting live from Starship Studios in Southwest Florida, and where we had some thunderstorms move through here earlier, but it has quieted down since outside. Hey Carl, what's up? Yeah, I'll be on for a little while tonight. I do have to still sign off and do. I've been up since 4 o'clock this morning. And I've still got to sign off and do 3 weekend shows that I have to completely do all the post-processing and all of the post-production on, and then I have to dial in and load them into the station. So I've still got to do all that before I can go to bed. So we'll stay on for a little while, maybe an hour, hour and a half or so. We'll see how it goes. What's going on, Danny? Oh, wow. The whole state is parts of it anyway, I'm sure. Wow, Danny, let me see if I can find anything on that. Okay, yeah, I see that. It's coming up here. Why is caused by an IT issue, according to CBS News. A 911 outage has been reported in Pennsylvania caused by an IT issue, according to sources. The issue was originally reported as a statewide intermittent 911 outage to the wireless emergency alert system. However, during a press conference Friday evening, Pennsylvania Emergency Management Director Randy Padfield emphasized this isn't an outage. Okay. It's too early to tell what caused the problem. It looks like it was a connectivity problem. In other words, 911 didn't go down and the phones didn't go down, but there was some piece of equipment in between apparently that went down. He said around 2 p.m. Friday, the 911 service provider that supplies network services for the Commonwealth detected a situation on the 911 network where calls were intermittently failing to be delivered. The issue was originally detected with calls going into the Delaware County 911 Center. After this, the provider let PEMA know the troubleshooting began and the investigation into the root cause of the issue is underway. Other counties did report similar issues. Yep, an alert went out over the alerting system. Problem is, and I got to tell you guys, just with Pennsylvania and just with anybody else, I'm going to ask you guys. Let's do it in a poll question, okay? Hold on, I'll put it in a poll question. All right, here's the question. Without cheating, and don't lie. Do you know your non-emergency number by heart? And you don't have to put it in there. I'm just asking if you know. If right now 911 said, doo-doo-doo, we're sorry, but the sheriff didn't pay the bill, would you know what the non-emergency number is? No, JT, I haven't heard any info on that. Shots fired. I don't want to sound like an asshole, but shots fired in LA is not breaking news. There you go. Yeah, emergency alert. You know, we get those alerts here. They do work. You know, years ago when I was in emergency management and I was at the fire department and we would sit around these meetings and we would literally sit around and talk about how are we going to get people to be notified when there's an emergency. How can we do it? We don't have sirens down here. We don't have any, most people don't have radio alert radios back then. And we used to sit up at night trying to figure out how are we going to get alerts to people. And then the cell phone kind of took care of that. We now have 97% of us now carry around an active alerting device in our pocket. So yeah, it's great. Yeah, that's a good idea. They sent the number with the alert. That's 92% of the people say they do not know their non-emergency number by heart. Well, I know mine because I probably used to work there at some point, but I'll tell you guys, the truth is most people don't know it. That's the bottom line. And yeah, it is what it is. But luckily, 911 should nearly always work, and that's what's good about that.
Don't know what my wife's like that. If I get trouble with something, heck, I'm 30.
Trying to see if there's anything we're missing anywhere, and there really isn't. We do have one lone alert going on down here in Florida. We've got a severe thunderstorm here that's got a severe thunderstorm warning on it, west of Crescent City, northeast of Ocala. And it is moving off to the north, it looks like. Let's go ahead and put this on the split and see, it doesn't really work with you guys the way we've got this screen set up. But yeah, not really any rotation with that. Not going to worry too much about that. But they have issued a severe thunderstorm warning on that. Other than that, we're pretty much up here. And back here, of course, we're watching what is turning out to be this is a flash flood emergency, which is a pretty rare occurrence. And it's a particularly dangerous situation. Damage threat, catastrophic, flash flooding observed. That's about the highest warning you get as far as flooding goes. That's it. That's the highest warning you get. So I'm not sure if we're monitoring the scanner from these two counties right now, and we're not hearing a lot of desperate traffic on there or dispatches. So not sure exactly what to do there. But we're going to stay with this and see if anything comes in. Because there's a lot more heavy rain going to move over this area here in the next few hours. Tony, I haven't seen that. It might have been the higher end. That's something I really wish that that's something I really wish that they would put in the Baofeng. This radio, I love this radio. It picks up all the weather alert channels, VHF, UHF, 220. It even picks up, it transmits on those three, and it picks up aircraft band AM. It picks up, like I said, those weather channels and all that, but it doesn't have that long tone alert feature. That should be very easy for them to put in these radios. But to my knowledge, I'm not familiar with any of I'm very familiar with the Baofeng equipment, and I'm not familiar with them having one that does that. But if you think about it, how hard would that functionality be to put in the radio, right? I mean, it can't be all that hard. So I don't know. I don't know why it doesn't seem like they were interested in doing that. Oh man, I'm tired. Ding ding ding. How you doing tonight? And Mickey, I'm glad you're here. There's a lot of you guys coming in tonight. Thank you very much. Cannabis Cash, I guess. I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce that. So I'm saying hi anyway. Let's see who else we got. We got so many people in there. I appreciate you guys all coming in tonight. We got quite the crowd going. I wish I had more dramatic things to show you. The picture of Tom Cruise there, those are standees that they're using in the Scientology protest that's going on right now in California. And then on the left of that, we've got ICE raid protests going on out in California. They've been peaceful so far. And then we've got a little trip going around the world there. And then Storm Chaser, upper right and also lower left. And in the middle right, we've got a bunch of shots from the Middle East. So we're kind of watching a little bit of everything tonight. And so I'm glad you guys made it, and we are here doing our thing. Hey Red, how's it going tonight? Yeah, you guys, man, I really appreciate you guys coming in. The scanners we're listening to are right here in Davenport and Pleasant Valley, and we've got where we have a tornado emergency. I'm sorry, we have a flash flood emergency currently issued. This is a like I said, this is a very high emergency, and at 7:39 p.m. Central Daylight Time, law enforcement reported life-threatening flash flooding of many roads, including main thoroughfares in and near Davenport. There were numerous stalled vehicles as well as flooded first floors of residences and businesses. Duck Creek and Goose Creek are both well over their banks. Between 2 and 4 inches of rain have fallen. Additional rainfall amounts of 1 to 2 inches are expected in the warned area, with indications of major flooding will persist into the overnight hours. So the warning has been extended. This is a flash flood emergency for Davenport and Bettendorf. This is a particularly dangerous situation. Seek high ground now. Life-threatening flash flood, thunderstorm producing flash flood. So there you go. You don't get harsher language than that from the National Weather Service. I doubt any of my listeners are in that area, but just in case, this is like they said, a particularly dangerous situation. These guys are there now, and you can see here we're starting to get. Okay, that's not good. Let's see here. All right, this is a shot there now from downtown Davenport, where we've got what looks to be like some pretty rapidly rising water there. All right, guys, and I'm going to take a 2-minute break. I need to go fill my drink up. So please stay with us. I'm going to leave the scanner feed on for you. We are listening to Davenport. You are watching live as the flooding comes up in downtown Davenport.
Sterling 201 1041 scale 7, 2 hours.
2201.
On going off for it, but there's no line from the ground flow hazard really. We're gonna be clear.
I'm gonna work my way back to the shop. I'll talk to you guys there as soon as I can figure out a way back there.
Well, there you go. That's
North Linwood Avenue, in Davenport.
they haven't changed the location on this. Nope, it's still those same 2 counties. I'm waiting for them to see if they're going to extend this out. No, it's a flash flood emergency.
Oh.
Yep. Davenport, Iowa, flash flood emergency. Moving into Illinois. Pleasant Valley.
4 may come 4. Find the team.
Yep, and we've got heavy rain moving into this area right now. And we are listening to the scanner feed for that area. But look at the heavy rain coming in from behind this thing. So lots and lots. It's building in pretty fast behind it. So both of our storm chasers are right in the middle of this thing. And we're watching them there on the left. Oh boy. They're painting up the sidewalk in front of the Scientology place. That must really get old after a while. Wow. Boy, that's some heavy rain that's literally just forming up as it comes in. And that's probably why they've issued this, because they know they've got a lot more coming in. You can see that water rising there across the road in front of the one storm chaser there as he's pointing. The other one's driving, but look, he just pulled up to, that's it. The road's blocked. It's completely flooded. So he's not going to be able to get through there. He's blocked. So these guys are both these storm chasers here are in, you can see here, they are in downtown Davenport. They're about 2 blocks apart from each other here. Getting quite a bit of flooding there now. It's really starting to flow there. And this is the area we're watching that has a lot more rain that's just coming in and moving into it now. Protest Bill Gates.
Medic 14, dispatcher update. Restart high. Fire high. 76 years old. Male. Chest pain. Exhaust 354. Brooklynwood Avenue. In Davenport.
That's Davenport Police and Fire. And there was a medical call for a man. A lot of times your older folks will get stressed out during these situations, and it ends up putting an extra load on the emergency services, but it can't be helped. Yeah, I mean, if people are in Davenport and Pleasant Valley, if you're the river runs through there, if you're near there where it's low lying, or you're in near that river there, you probably should head for higher ground this evening, because they're calling for 1 to 2 additional inches of rain. I'm seeing at least that on the radar already, so I think it might be a good idea to just go ahead and head for higher ground, because this looks like the rain's going to go on for a while, and then eventually this dry notch will move in. I mean, there is dry out here, and it will come in overnight. Also, the National Weather Service has moved. Hold on. Okay, so they've moved down the warning area. See the yellow here? It's not even there anymore. It's moved to the right. So Davenport is basically out of the tornado risk area at this point, right on the edge of it. But the flash flood risk, of course, is really bad at this point. And it looks like people are having to turn around. Can't go through there.
Yeah, 42, you want to head to 82, 3 East, Section 5, House 11. That line is out. Yeah, we're going to grab something to eat, and then we'll head that way. Sounds good.
Yeah, we heard it's all bad, but we're gonna grab something to eat first, then we're gonna head on out that way. Oh. I don't think so. I don't think you can dial 0. But what gets me is, why don't we could have AI do that now? AI could easily do everything that the operator used to do for you. No problem. Boy, that is a strong line of thunderstorms right there. Look at that. Very strong line of thunderstorms coming. And we have no cameras out in front of this thing, really. Man, I am thirsty tonight. It's a good thing I'm not drinking alcohol. I'd already be shit-faced. Yeah, there is a lot of energy in there, that's for sure. Let's see what you guys are saying up here. Yeah, the water's definitely starting to rise. That's one thing I don't have to worry about too much here. It's not something we have to deal with much at my home, specifically where my home is here, is flooding. The house I grew up in has flooded 3 times in the last 3 years with hurricanes. It all just depends on where you are as far as where sea level is. I happen to be about 12 foot higher sea level wise and a lot further inland. And so I don't have the tidal flooding problem. All right, well, they're just going to sit there. That's no fun. But I think the waters rose to the point that they may not be able to get out of where they're at there. Sometimes you get locked in. Yeah. It's been there's been a lot of crazy weather, a lot of flooding events in the last week, as you guys know. And you know, there's been a lot of scrutiny about this company out in Texas that's doing cloud seeding, and they were cloud seeding a day or two before this whole flood happened. And you have to start, you know, they've already come out and said it wasn't them. The government's already come out and said it wasn't them. Everybody's come out and said it wasn't them. That's why I know it's probably them. But who knows for sure? Someone's dancing in the protest. Yeah, they look really pissed off, don't they? Those people look really pissed off. They're all dancing. Hey, look, we're pissed. When we're pissed, we dance. Hey, quit deporting families. Play the music. Play that funky music, white boy. Jeez. What's going on over there? It's like we have 3 separate views of the same lunacy. And then there's this one guy in the middle doing the Scientology protest. There's the Scientology sign on the ground there. Scientology. Dianetics. L. Ron Hubbard. Do you guys remember those ads? Who remembers those ads from when you were a kid? It would show the book go in front of the screen, and it had a volcano on the front, and it would go, everything you ever needed to know about the world in Dianetics. I don't know if I'm the only one that remembers those stupid commercials. He was selling his book. It was while he was getting his religion together. It's pretty cool. I mean, you got to give the guy credit. He started a navy and a religion. I mean, that's pretty cool. He started the Sea Org, where he dressed them all up like Navy men, and they would sail around the world doing, well, we don't really know what they were doing. And then, yeah. It was a lot of mumbo jumbo. If you ever need to know more about Scientology, I suggest watching South Park. They've got a great episode on it. It'll tell you everything you need to know. Yeah, Dominic, that's a good idea. Every single one of my radios has the Weather Channel programmed into it. What I do, I program my radio in banks. Bank 1, Bank 0 through 100 is Bank 1, and that is all the local channels, repeater channels, GMRS, FRS, the bank 2 and bank 3, and they go through it like I think bank 3, at the top of bank 3 is all of the weather channels. So no matter where I am in the country, I can just go right through those channels and find one that's really clear and listen to it. Sometimes with these radios, you can go through them. If you've got a big antenna like I do out here, if I go through the weather channels here, I can hear a weather channel on every one of the frequencies. It's pretty cool. I can hear all kinds of different weather radio towers just from here because I'm way up high on a tower. So that works out pretty good. But yeah, you want to have those programmed in, or at least have yours memorized.
3rd Street in Davenport.
I mean, I've been listening to mine since I was a kid. 162.475 megahertz. WX4E repeat. It's I'm trying to think the name of it, but it's broadcast out of Ruskin. I've been listening to it my whole life. You know, the guys used to do it. There was a time when I wanted to be one of them guys that would be on the radio talking about, you know, I don't know. I thought that was so cool, and now it's all done by computers now. But NOAA Weather Radio.
Attic 10 has been respond to call. Fire no. 57 calls. Mail. Person. 2540 East Davenport.
That is a shit scanner. I gotta tell you, I can't even understand what they're saying. All right, here they're removing a tree out of the road. It looks like here on the one.
Hot. Senior Star. Memory Care. At 4104 Elmore Avenue. Unit 125. In Davenport.
No, there's been no. There is tightening of. There's tightening of the belt, but I want to let you guys know it's a fact that the night of the flooding in Texas, there was actually 2 extra weather guys in there that night. They had called in the backup staff because they knew it was going to be a busy night. Not only was there not a shortage of personnel, but they had actually followed the rules and called in 2 extra. So they actually had enough meteorologists to man all the different stations. And those warnings and watches went out on time. They were issued a flood watch 6 hours in advance, and they were issued a flash flood warning probably about 20-25 minutes before the water began to rise. I never found out whether they issued a flash flood emergency like we've got going on right here. I never heard, so I couldn't find out but it's weird. So I don't know why that might there. So was there something else that could have been issued? Possibly they could have issued a flash flood emergency. I don't know why I never saw that verbiage anywhere. But the warnings did go out. There was a flash flood warning that went out, which is the traditional warning for what happened there. And it went out on time. I do wonder why if an emergency was issued, because I didn't see where the emergency was issued. So I don't know. All right, so anyway, our 2 storm chasers here, you can see them. They're in downtown Davenport right here. And they're literally driving around town here. And we're looking at the damage and the downed trees and everything else that was caused by this storm system that came through. This same system is still dumping rain. Look at the amount of rainfall that's coming. Look at this. All this here, look at it intensify. So that is a lot of heavy rain coming into this area right now. And we already have a catastrophic situation going on. So this is going to be where our really bad problem is going to be tonight, is right here. And we do have 2 storm chasers right there on it.
Davenport.
Right. Well, and Bill, 2 days prior to the flood, Camp Majestic was actually they came out and they inspected the camp, and they inspected the flood system that they had in place, as well as the policies that they had in place, and they were compliant with whatever the rules for the state or the county were at that time. And so, we know that to be a fact. That happened 2 days before. Now, whether it comes out that people ignored warnings or that stuff didn't work, we'll have to wait and see on that. But there was a lot of children saved because of the adults there at Camp Majestic. So we do know that. Now, was there failures along the way too? That's possible. I don't know. I do know that politicizing it, meaning making it Joe Biden's fault because he was the president for the last 4 years and the systems were neglected, or making it Donald Trump's fault because he's the president now and he's making budget cuts and they didn't have enough. It's all crap, regardless of what side you're on. It's all shit. I'm just telling you, none of the things. This cannot be directly. There's not any major failure that can be directly attributed to any one president, one administration, one office. So I think the best thing we can do here is find a way to keep this from happening again by issuing better warnings. And the problem with warnings is twofold. Part of the problem is issuing the right warnings whenever possible and issuing a strong enough warning whenever necessary. On the flip side, though, it is so important to not issue warnings all the time when you don't necessarily need to. Every time you get a severe thunderstorm warning, a tornado warning, and you sit in your house and nothing happens. How many times has this happened, right? You sit in your house and nothing happens. We're under a tornado warning. Radio went off. Oh, shit. Get the kids, get the cats. And we all sit there and nothing happens. Well, that's because weather alerts go off. Because what a weather alert is, it's letting you know what the worst case scenario is, not what's going to happen to you. And so people, they get this, they're crying wolf all the time. Oh my God, nothing happens. Nothing happens. And what happens, people will get to the point where they're like, you know what, I'm not doing it no more. They can issue these, I'm going to unplug it. We had a guy call into my show today, just today, on the radio show. He was kind of joking, but he said they keep issuing warnings in the middle of the, no, that was actually yesterday. They keep issuing warnings in the middle of the night, and it pisses him off. So he unplugged his weather radio. And then just tonight, another guy called and said that he just took down all 3 of his smoke detectors because they keep going off in the middle of the night and waking up his kids. So they took them down. People don't take safety that seriously. I can tell you, as someone retired from the fire service, we used to give out batteries, we used to give out smoke detectors, we used to have bumper stickers, we used to do everything. We used to go and teach kids at school how important it is to change the batteries in your smoke detector and this and that. And every time we'd have a tragic fire in this county, we would find a smoke detector with a dead battery in it. And I never really could understand that. But it is what it is. It's safety devices like this. Now, we've got phones now, so we don't necessarily need weather radios anymore. But, we've got to be able to be alerted. So what is I set alerts up in my phone. So what does my phone do? About once a week, it wakes me up at 4:05 a.m. for a dense fog advisory. When I walk outside and there's dense fog, I'm advised. I don't need a dense fog advisory. I can see this shit. It's everywhere. I mean, when I walk out and there's fog everywhere, oh, look, it's dense fog. I wasn't issued an advisory on it. It's like, I don't know, whatever. That's why I think it's important to issue the right warnings. It's also equally important to not issue anything we don't have to issue, because we don't want to create a false situation where people are like, you know what, that goddamn thing goes off all the time and I'm not dealing with it anymore. And that sucks. Yeah. Chirp. A fax machine. You know, I know people right now that are 25 years old or 20 years old, they've never sent or received a fax. I love that. Doodle-doodle-doo. Yeah, the Bill, the same thing they do for Amber Alerts, they can use that, and they should use that. We get tornado warnings here, but that's about it. But our phones will activate. Now, I've got a service called Intellicast in my phone, and I do get weather alerts through that, and that's where I'm getting the extra ones from. But I do get tornado warnings only through the actual alert system, like the Amber Alert system in the phones. Chemtrail advisories. Yeah, that's what we need. You got that right. Oh, boy. I'm so tired. Wow. All right, it's 10 o'clock. Coming up on 10 o'clock here. Coming up on the top of the hour. We are still watching this flash flood emergency as we've got some really heavy rain coming in behind it. And we do have 2 storm chasers on the ground there, driving around trying to find this, find what's going on for us. Both the storm chasers on the left are in the middle of this flood zone right now. And it is one hell of a flood zone. It's a nanoparticles detector. That's what we need too. Also, if it could pick up neutrinos, that would be nice. All right. All right, guys. Let's go ahead, and I'm not going to be on too much longer, so let's go ahead if you would. I know it hasn't been that long, but I'm very tired. I got a lot to do. I do want to stay on for a little while longer. If anybody has anything you'd like me to touch on or check on, let me know. While we're doing that, I have left the scanners on, and I'm going to be looking for any new live streams that have come out. So I'm going to be checking that out here.
266, 10-4, Henry Rock Island. 10-4.
Oh, they're so screwing with these Scientology people. I think it's great. I hate these clickbaits. You know it ain't true. Alright, so I don't see anything there. Let's try this. I don't know if this is fresh or not, but I'm going to put it in the upper right. That shows as being live. I'm not sure if it's live, but that upper right there, that shows as being live. So I'm going to leave that up for a few minutes, and we can try to figure it out. It's on something that's branded CNN, but I don't think it's CNN. I don't know. I don't recall this video, though. I've seen all these videos so many times. There's 20 of them on here showing all that stuff from yesterday over and over and over again. I believe this is in Oxnard, California. Oh yeah, I bet. See, that's the thing down here. If we don't get thunderstorms at all, we go to bed. It's 87 degrees outside. It's still in the mid 80s. If we get thunderstorms, then we go to bed. It's in the mid 70s outside. It's a big difference. Big difference. And see, right now, we got rain, and then it clouded up really bad, and we never got the sun. And so.
Channel fire alarm at 685.4.
That's a fire alarm. Boy, that thing sounds like shit. But yeah, I mean, we always want it to be as cool as possible in the evening here, so that the air conditioners can all catch up and everything can be a nice, quiet evening. But every now and then we get a really bad evening here where it stays in the 80s all night long. God bless, they just keep showing the same old video over and over again. Yeah, I don't see anything else. Genocide. Alright. See if there's anything going on in the news. See, here's another example of people not getting the exact opposite of what they wanted. You know, they attacked those guys coming out yesterday. Remember the vans were coming out, they're throwing the rocks. We saw that live on here. Remember that when in the glass marijuana farm ICE raid protest that was going on yesterday? Well, because of what happened yesterday with the agents, the federal government just gave their agents more power and authority. So, literally, the people that did this got the exact opposite of what they wanted. The exact opposite. Wow, look at that flooding, guys. It's starting to really get deep there. That's in Davenport, Iowa. Most of the time when vehicles are swamped by water, it's not because you drove through water too deep, it's because you drove too fast. Your car can take a lot of water. I mean, almost up above the headlights, as long as you drive really slowly so that there remains that bubble of air under the hood. If you push it at all, your engine will gulp in water and your car is destroyed. When your piston comes up and compresses, if that piston has water in it, it bends it, and the engine is completely destroyed in an instant. Dink! And it's done. But where these people screw up is not that they drove through water that's too deep. Most of the time, it's because they drove through water too fast. and they got that head of water. They were pushing up ahead of them, and that ended up getting up under the hood and coming in the motor through the intake. Cars are generally designed to go through fairly deep water. You can go through water where it's 6 inches deep in your floorboard. Your car's fine. You know, your car can go through fairly deep water. It just has to idle very, very, very slowly. Thanks, Bill. I appreciate it. Junior, I completely agree. I do not like DMR at all. Fusion's slightly better, but I don't like it. D-Star. I don't really like any of it. That C4FM. I have listened to or tried all of them, and I don't like any of them. I like good old analog radio. Now, digital modes like FT8 and stuff, I love that stuff. But when it comes to digital voice, I'm really not interested. Really not interested. I'm an analog guy. Good old wideband. You know, nobody's using these frequencies anyway. We might as well get on there and just talk. I like how people are all like, we got to get DMR, we got to get DMR. Why? Because it only uses half the time. It's great. You can get two people talking in one time, you know, in two different time slots on the same frequency. And all of a sudden I'm thinking, wait a minute. But none of the systems are set up that way. You're basically splitting your signal in half, going to narrowband, compressing it and uncompressing it, and listen to a shitty signal, all because we don't really need the rest of the bandwidth anyway. So I'm like, why are you even doing it? I don't know. AI is not bad. AI is not bad. AI is what it is. And if it comes and if it ends up killing us all, that's our fault. But AI is an eventuality that was going to happen. And anybody that just, these people that say we need to regulate it, we need to stop it, we need to do this. No, not so much. Because I'm telling you, the moment you try to stop AI's development or whatever, that's the moment that the Chinese get the advantage over us. You know, the moment that you say, hey, we're going to stop developing AI in the United States, that's the moment that everybody in the world gets ahead of us, just like that. Now they're ahead of us. And we can't let that happen. That's why I don't believe in any regulation at all on AI. It should not be regulated at all because nobody else is regulating it. So any regulation they put on us or on AI is going to stifle the United States in that game. And we can't do that. We have to be full bore. Yes, it's Skynet. It's going to kill everybody eventually. But I'll be long dead by then. I've only got, what, 20 years or so left? I mean, come on. I didn't have any kids, so I don't give a shit. I'm kind of kidding, but I'm serious. It is going to kill everybody eventually. But it's 20, 30 years down the road, maybe 40. So it's not a my lifetime problem, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Is that terrible? I don't know. I think there's a pretty good chance that we'll be able to maintain the proper safeguards. We'll be able to instill a prime directive, and we'll be able to do all those things that are necessary to protect our race from ourselves. From our own creation. So, yeah, there you go. Let's see here. Oh, we're doing pretty good tonight. We're doing pretty good. We got 35 of you guys out there watching. That's pretty good. We're watching a flood right now in Davenport. This is a flood emergency that's going on out there. We're also watching some protesting that's going on across the top up there. Including the center one there, which is a protest at the there's about 10 people protesting the Scientology Center there in California, and I put it up just because I think it's funny. Okay, and there you go. Okay, Bill, I'll tell you how this is all going. I mentioned this earlier for those of you who weren't in here. Tomorrow, I'm taking tomorrow night off, as I always do, unless there's breaking news. I will be off Saturday night, tomorrow night. However, tomorrow when I get up, I'm going to get some rest tonight. I'm going to rest up. I'm going tomorrow when I get up. I'm coming out here. I'm going to straighten up. I'm going to get things going. And I am going to start working on these computers one at a time. I have 6 computers here that are somehow on the GIMP, and I'm going to try to get all that figured out and get them up. I'm going to start back with Chicago. I'm going to try to get 4 or 5 of those feeds up, and the 7.2. I'm going to try to get the 7.2. I'm going to try to get 4 city scanner feeds up, and then I'm going to go from there. I'm going to see what else I can get going. It's all going to depend on what I can get going, because a lot of these computers have been damaged. Like I said, the display ports have quit working in them. We have one computer here that the LAN card has quit working in. Like I said, a couple of screens have gone out. So, yeah, well, I do broadcast 24 hours. It's not manned, but I do broadcast 24 hours sometimes. We'll do those live scanner feeds with the aircraft tracking and all that. I do it when there's manhunts going on. We'll do basically an unmanned broadcast overnight. I do those. We've had as many as 7 broadcasts going out at the same time from this room. We have 8 computers in here total. So that'll, you know. So hopefully, no, I don't think they're going to get violent tonight. I'm not seeing any of the anarchists out there. These are just protesters. Remember, protesters and anarchists, they show up at the same events. They do 2 different things. Yep. Okay. So yeah. So I'm going to sign off here in just a few minutes, and I'm going to go ahead and get my weekend shows put in here, and then go to bed and get some sleep. And then tomorrow I'm gonna try to get some feeds up. So be watching for that. You'll see my feeds start to come online as I'm able to get them going. I'm going to take them one at a time. It may be hours before I get them going. I don't know, but I'm gonna try to get things going again. I got Broadcastify that's down. All my Broadcastify feeds are down. All of my 24-hour feeds are down. So I'm gonna try tomorrow to get all that going again. I don't know. We saw about 15 or 20 people they had lined up against that wall beside that building, and then they walked them over and put them in a van. Now, whether they were arrestees by the police or whether they were detainees that had been arrested by ICE, we don't know. Well, I do appreciate it, everybody. Thank you. All right, yeah, thanks for coming in, Wesley, and everybody. I do appreciate it. Yeah, next week we'll be back to doing 2-hour shows, maybe 3-hour shows again when stuff's going on. But right now I'm too exhausted tonight. I'm not even doing you guys a decent service. The only thing going on right now is the flash flood emergency in Davenport. That's all we really have going on right now. So, all right, guys, watch for our live streams coming up tomorrow. And I'm going to go ahead and say goodnight on this Friday night. It's 10:14 on the East Coast, 7:14 out west. This is Starship Studios live in Southwest Florida on Starship Adventures channel here on YouTube, broadcasting worldwide. This is the Sights and Sounds of Earth. We'll see you guys next time down the log on the next adventure, or tomorrow night, or I'm sorry, Sunday night on our show. We'll see you then. Have a good night, everybody. 7 3s. I'm so worn out.